Good evening. Welcome to the new party. I'm Nora Christine.
I'm about to give a really unpopular opinion, and I'm sure it's going to be especially unpopular amongst women.
I'm Gray Mars. Break a record by being with 100 men in one day. And right after she was done, she recorded a documentary.
I'm a vegan weed. Call yourself fresh and wear the same weak ass turtleneck on every show. God damn. Then we got goddamn the Sudanese Sambo. Bruh, man.
And I'm Enzo. Bringing up in my lives is they're like, oh well, he's violating the Constitution by having a meme coin and him making money off it in office and everything like that. I was like, if that was the case, like there would be lawsuits up the ass and impeachment inquiry.
I'm skeptic. Like I always say, don't let anybody trample on your constitutional rights.
I'm Mia. That's not a correct power dynamic in my mind. Typically, the people that are trying to be removed are not in control. That's why they're easily being removed.
Yo, that was fire.
Yeah.
I like that, though. I like that.
The person that's dealt with some people in the industry, I can personally tell you, most of them are bullshit. Most of them got something going on and they're crazy, and they will have you. I'm talking about they'll have you crazy.
Yeah, you look professional, bro. You look real professional.
Switch happened. Come on, man. You gotta acknowledge this. This is the problem that I have with elders like you, because you fail to acknowledge that this stuff has happened. We down.
That mean I'm doing my job.
Hey. If we sit there and be old school, we gonna miss the boat. You know, a lot of this kids 19 years old buying houses with Bitcoin, buying Maserati.
Wow.
Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this panel show are those of the individual speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of this channel, its affiliates, sponsors, or production team. This content is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised. We encourage respectful dialogue and critical thinking around the topics discussed.
It's gonna come out how it come out. You feel me? Yo, none of this is rehearsed. Everything is off the top.
Vulgar. Welcome to the man cave.
Yo, what's good? Welcome back to the man cave. We in the middle of the week. I think a bunch of y'all just got y'all food stamps, y'all SNAP benefits that's about to get cut once this big, beautiful bill pass. So enjoy it. Enjoy whatever y'all snacks and orange soda y'all bought. All right, I'm Vulgar.
I'm Gray Mars.
I'm Enzo.
What's up? I'm Doc.
All right. And we should have King J coming in here late. All right. So y'all know I gotta do videos now. I'm on the AI thing, but I found one video I think is the video of the week. So I'm gonna start off with that. Here we go.
I'm scared to see what this is.
The outcome.
Absolutely. I think the American justice system is the greatest in the world. Proud to be an American. Hi, Mom.
Idolater, your soul is required in hell.
All right, I just had to get that out of my system. Thought that was the best thing for Diddy.
You think he go get deleted? That's what you think gonna happen?
Nah, it just, you know how he got off with it, so he was just talking shit like he liked the justice system. But Diddy beat the feds. Was it?
Did he beat him though?
Huh? To me, he did.
He counted as a win.
Yeah, I count the from life down to possibly 5 years.
If shit, if you feel like you innocent,
but he don't have no record, so they gonna take that into account. I think they're gonna work something out.
He don't have no record, and I think they probably run, the sentences concurrent rather than consecutive.
Yeah. But we gonna get deeper into that. But y'all know we always got to cover.
Who you think worse, Diddy or Nino?
Probably Diddy.
No,
yeah, he's on some gay shit.
Nino way worse.
Nino had the Carter, bro. Nino had the Carter. Nino had Pookie and them boys, and they going crazy.
Nah, Diddy was looking forward to the Punisher's fluid, so I'm gonna have to say Diddy was the worst. Yeah. So.
I still think he got something to do with Biggie and Tupac. That's all I'm gonna say. That's why I don't like Diddy. It'll come out one day.
All right, let me jump off into the first subject. Like I said, we got to get politics and Negro news out the way. We got some real Negro news today. I can't wait to hear your opinion on this. But I found this video that the big beautiful bill has been going through everybody's hands, Senate, House, back to the House, everything. So been a lot of changes, and I found this video that kind of covers the changes. I'm gonna play that and then get y'all opinion. Hopefully King J get in here soon.
Officially passed, and there have been a couple changes since it's gone to the Senate floor. So let's get into it. Debt impact is estimated to now cost $4 trillion over the next decade. Its estimate is 3.5 to 4.5, so I went with 4. And it also is going to raise the debt ceiling $5 trillion. Now, for tips and overtime, overtime is going to get $12,500 tax-free, deductible from their tax, if they have an income equal to or less than $160,000. And for tips, it's $25,000 tax-free for incomes equal to or under $160,000. And for overtime, if you're married, that doubles, so it's $25,000. Next up is taxes. It raises the state and local tax cap from $10,000 to $40,000, allowing you to write off more on your federal income tax if you pay more state tax. So the more state tax you pay, the less federal income tax you pay. There's also now a senior discount for everybody over the age of 65. They just automatically get $6,000 off of their taxes because they're the ones that need it. Defense adds $150 billion for various reasons, the biggest cost being the Golden Dome, so missile and drone defense. And then also an additional $350 billion for border control and immigration infrastructure, deportations, and also allowing immigrants to come in through quicker, streamlining the process, etc. The biggest change, I think, is probably healthcare. General, stricter eligibility for people, the biggest one being for people who have a kid that's 14 years or older, now need to work at least 80 hours a month to qualify for Medicaid. Adds $25 billion to the Rural Health Support Fund. I don't know what that is. Maybe that's if you're affected by that. And then it's estimated that 10.9 million people will lose coverage from Medicaid over the next 10 years. That to me sounds pretty soundbitey. I would like to look into that and make sure what exactly is going to cause people to lose coverage. I'll have to get further into that. Next up is it removes funding for federal gender-affirming care and abortion services and reduces the general budget of the healthcare area by $70 to $100 billion a year, which is about 10 to 15% of its budget. And then last but not least, we have energy, which involves the complete repeal of EV and green tax credits. However, they're going to be boosting nuclear incentives and expanding fossil fuel development. So this is the big, beautiful bill right now.
All right. I know we had to have class, boring educational part. It was hard to find a video that was straightforward and not biased for each side. Oh, King J, Gray said he gonna start fining people for being late.
It's a busy week, man. It's a busy week. I'm getting ready to leave in a couple more days. I'm out after this. This is my last episode until I get back.
I don't think he knew that. You going for like 2 weeks, right?
Nah, I'll be gone for a whole month and some change.
Oh, okay.
Oh man. Get your Wi-Fi and join us, man.
Nah. Keep it when the set Don't catch me talking like that.
Get that bread. All right, I'll let Gray, you want to start?
Yeah, so the big beautiful bill a lot of people are upset about it. Independents, Republicans, and it's like everything that got said in the video, the Medicaid, that's going to add a lot of trillions to the debt. And Elon Musk basically came out and said that if it's the last thing he does, he's going to primary Republicans who voted for the bill because he feels like he's going to lose a bunch of jobs. So, yeah, Trump is getting a lot of flack for this bill, and we aren't seeing, like, the benefits that he put in there.
Cool. King J, you been up on it?
I read a little bit of it. I will say this about the big beautiful bill from what I read. You know, for the people that didn't vote for this, you know, unfortunately, this is the outcome of what we got going on. Hopefully, some things will change before the president signs it. But you know, if you voted for this and your shit get cut off, that's what you get. Can't wait. I'm gonna set up right in front of motherfuckers' houses when them SNAP benefits go off and cook steak.
Hey, they need to get their ass out there and work anyway. I don't see nothing wrong with it. So what would you like to be cut out the bill?
My biggest thing is the healthcare part. I think there's a better way to dissect who gets to stay on and who doesn't. We know most of the recipients of Medicaid are children, so that does concern me heavily.
Mm-hmm. All right, Enzo, then we'll go to Doc.
So I mean, I would prefer single issue bills at the end of the day. That's my main thing with it. I mean, I agree with a lot that's in it. When it comes down to the Medicare part, like I don't agree that the federal government should be funding abortions or anything having to do with transgender and anything like that, like putting kids on hormones or anything like that. If you want to do that, you should come out of pocket for that at the end of the day. I don't think the government and taxpayers should have to pay for your decisions at the end of the day because of that. That's just my wholehearted opinion on it. So I'm kind of happy that's in there. When it comes down to the Medicaid cuts and upping the work requirements for SNAP and everything like that, I think it's absolutely great. For certain reasons. I mean, look at the last couple of days where 300 people were prosecuted or arrested for Medicaid fraud. I mean, there is valid reasons to do this. I mean, yeah, like I'll agree with you, King J. For the people that voted against, that voted for it, that are on these programs, I mean, you're stupid as shit. You're voting against your own interest at the end of the day. I'll agree with you there. But for the people that have children above the age of 14 or under the age of 14 that can't work 80 hours a month, or even volunteer 80 hours a month, what are you really doing at the end of the day? Like, why can't you volunteer at work to get those benefits? Those benefits are so needed. Go out and get them at the end of the day. So, I mean, I got to look more into a little bit more of it, but that's my understanding on the whole Medicare side of it so far.
Yeah, I heard the Dems are being petty and made them read the whole 900 and something pages out loud.
Mm-hmm. Good old Chuck.
Doc.
I think my biggest problem with this is it's like a big soup sandwich. It's thrown together, and what he's trying to do is he's trying to sprinkle some sugar on top of some of these things that work out for everyday working people, and try to slide those through there to get people to accept it. Oh, if I work overtime, which a lot of people work hard, the hard-working people are gonna feel that I get a tax break. What he's not gonna say is then you're funding all of these deportation camps and stuff like that. And I don't have a problem with, I do have a problem with the American people funding them, only because Trump came out and gave us these speeches about how Mexico would fund the border wall and how, you know, his first promises that we ever heard from him is how he would get other people to fund these things. And now I've seen that he's passed this buck on to the American people. And that's kind of my problem, because I feel like people who don't work just aren't going to work. People who don't have it just ain't going to have it. They're going to find somebody's sofa to go be on. So the people who do work are going to end up paying for these things and paying more for them. And that's my problem, because it's not all bad and it's not all good. So I can't say that. It's just he's tried to throw so much stuff in there to get people to be like, yo, it's something I could feel. Like, all right, I'm gonna get a tax break on this, I'm gonna get a tax cut on this. He's giving people that and said, but hey, I want you to accept all of these other things that I want to do, all these other trillions of dollars I want to add to the deficit. When they typically run on the premise that they're gonna lower the deficit and make it, easy on the American people. And that's my only problem with it, is that he kind of promised us that he would get these other people to pay for these things, and it seemed like the working people are going to pay for it.
So, okay, to rebut that a little bit, make it interesting. Okay, yeah, you're saying that he wanted other people to pay for these things. That is part of the overall plan, like what he's doing with the tariffs with the other countries, where he's trying to make the trade even. So what people they only point out a half truth. Yeah, the bill is $4 billion, $5 trillion. But the stuff that he's doing with trade and our GDP of what we bring in could offset that. I can't give you the exact numbers, but as an overall, that's what he's trying to do. That's what I hate that the media doesn't give. They don't say, you know what, this is 4 or 5 trillion, and at least give him his plan to cover that is to make trade better to where we're bringing in more revenue. Hence the external revenue service that he's trying to do. I can't stand that they don't do that. So that would be the offset if his plan were to work out. Nothing's guaranteed. But when you say, like he said, Mexico is going to pay and all these other countries, yes, through trade, through better trade deals. So just to not make it seem like it's this expensive bill that we're just going to pay out for, that he do have plans to cover that.
My only rebut to that would be, this is what would be year 5 for him. This is going to 4.5 years. He had it before. He had a 4-year break, and this will be going back into, this will be his 5th year. He hasn't gotten anybody to pay for anything. And that would be my only thing. I mean, he just hasn't. And if you say COVID was hard and he navigated COVID and that kind of was a hard time for him to get that done, I give you that, because that was something nobody ever had to do. And he did go through something no one else had to navigate at that time, but he hasn't gotten anybody to pay for anything.
No, I wasn't going to say that. I was going to say, imagine you trying to build a house. You get 4 years. You get 1 level done. It's supposed to be 3. And then somebody comes in and just knock it down, say, I don't like this shit. And then you get it back. Now you got to start over building again. So that's what it's like, you could say, yeah, he was in before, but a lot of this stuff he has to restart and reset.
Yeah, but this is like, imagine you gonna build a house, but he tell you, don't worry about it, Vulgar. We're gonna have these motherfuckers build a house for us. You know what I'm saying? And then you get here 5 years later, there ain't no house.
All I care is that the house built. Like I said, I take Trump as a shit talker. I believe he does what he's supposed to do, but it's not going to come out like he say on TV. Like, the dude is very simple in his English. Like, he speaks in simple terms, so you can't take him at face value. You have to understand a lot of it is like parables and little shit. He just talks shit. So so far he has done a lot of what he said he was going to do, and a lot of it has been working out. So at this point, we just have to see if it's going to work. But I hate how they keep just shooting down this. They only give you half the story, which is the bill is worth $4 trillion. Not that what he's doing in trade deals and stuff like that could make up for that, because they're saying this is $4 trillion over 5 to 10 years.
Well, hold on, Doc. I want to show you the jobs report dropped today, and let's see how good it's doing.
Inflation completely diminished from where it was under the reckless spending and the bad policies of the previous incompetent administration. I would remind the Fed chair, and I would remind the entire world, that this is a president who was a businessman first, and he knows what he is doing.
Of course, President Trump is talking about this bill leading to growth in the economy. We are waiting any moment now to get the jobs numbers for the month of May. The expectations call for the ADP numbers to be up 95,000 for the month of June, rather. It's the June jobs data, and we'll, of course, right now seeing the number actually show a decline in jobs, down 33,000.
I mean, if there's a Guinness World Record for fastest change of topic live on air, then Maria Bartiromo may just have won it.
Right now, seeing the number actually show a decline in jobs, down 33,000 on ADP. The bill includes $25 billion for the Golden Dome, the missile defense system. The Senator, you introduced.
Now, if you're wondering why the president was ever so in a rush to pass his big, beautiful bill through the Senate and now onto the House, a bill that pulls as well as new music from Lara Trump in Brooklyn.
How do Americans feel about the big, beautiful bill?
Yeah, if we're talking about adjectives, how about they think it's awful, they think it's horrible, and to quote our colleague Charles Barkley, terrible, terrible, terrible. What are we talking about here? Well, let's take a look at the net favorable rating on the big, beautiful bill. I don't just got one poll for you, Omar. I got 5 of them, and the net favorable rating, minus 19 points, Washington Post, minus 20 points, Pew Research Center, Fox, minus 21, Quinnipiac University, minus 26, KFF, minus 29. You don't have to be a mathematical genius to know that when the net favorable rating of your bill is somewhere between minus 19 and minus 29 points, that it is not a positive bill as viewed by the American public. The American public at this particular point hate the big, beautiful bill. As far as they're concerned, it's not a big, beautiful bill. It's a big, bad bill.
When you see the latest jobs report, maybe he had inside track and wanted to distract from it.
It was pretty good because it was my economy.
Oh, man. So do I have to get the other half of the story? But go ahead.
No. So, I mean, like, he's lost 33,000 jobs. So, I mean, do you feel like just the rhetoric is working, or you feel like it's still some kind of plan?
I mean, okay, 33,000 jobs lost. Do that include deportations?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. They only give you half the story. If we're deporting a mass number of people, of course, it's going to show job losses, right? Until things reset itself, until some of the people who need jobs, who are asking for SNAP benefits, go take those jobs. That's what I'm saying.
Well, it does.
They only give you half the story.
It does. It does include deportations. I just looked at it.
So, I mean, if you're deporting people that fast, that should happen. But we ignore that inflation's coming down.
I think the problem with the rhetoric, though, is that the rhetoric has caused people to fight Trump tooth and nail about everything he does, which we've never really seen, like, to this level. I'll probably give him that. We've never seen it to this level. He's a victim of his own not being able to shut up and, just go do his job. So that's caused people to fight him, even some of his own people, which goes back to my problem with the big, beautiful bill, he said, is because I don't know if he'll see the fruits of his labor come to fruition with the timetable it gets versus the time he'll have in office to push and try to make these plans. So he's making a 5 to 10 year plan, and I don't think he'll be able to put everything in place he needs to put in place in order to see that come to fruition and he benefit the American people at all. And part of that is because people want to fight him because of how he talks.
Let me ask y'all something, and I've been meaning to bring this up, and I think it's good having King J here for this. Do y'all know about the I can't think of that last name, the Smith-Mundt Act amendment that Obama removed?
No.
That basically it's supposed to, Obama removed this, and it's a law preventing the government propaganda in news in the U.S. So it used to be like before 2012, 2013, you really couldn't, it really had to be like news, like it had to be factual in a sense. You couldn't. What's the name of that? It's the Smith, the last name is spelled M-U-N-D-T, Act Amendment. And it was put out in 1948. It was during World War II, basically to prevent the U.S. from spreading propaganda to the American people. Like they could do it to other countries. Like the news outlets could do the stuff to other countries, but in the U.S., a lot of the news had to be factual, or you could be fined for it.
I think they still have to say, like, if it's an opinion, like they say, okay, this is regular news, and it's like a mainstream media, not copy. Like Fox News will say,
"Oh yeah, the mainstream, not social media, but the mainstream."
Like Fox News will be like, "Okay, Tucker Carlson is opinion, but Brett Barr is like factual news." So it's like it's opinion or factual. I feel like they have.
Yeah,
and I think that came up because of how widespread propaganda was used in World War II.
Yeah.
Propaganda was used to fuel the World War II. So I think that was just something that was put in place to kind of make people be held accountable for the information they disseminated to the people.
Yeah, and I noticed like after that, it's just both sides just like really go crazy with the news. Like neither outlet is like credible.
I just wanted to say something really quick. So I know what you're talking about. Informational Educational Exchange Act 1948, known as the Smith MUNDT Act, was passed by Congress and signed into law by President Harry S. Truman January 27, 1948, named after one of the bill's supporters, Republican South Dakota, blah, blah. A post being shared on X claims that the act was repealed by President Obama in 2012. However, this is misleading. President Obama signed the Smith Modernization Act, which amended the bill. The 1948 bill allowed American access to programs intended for foreigners. The act was signed with amendments along with the National Defense Authorization Act for fiscal year 2012. The act regulated what the State Department was allowed to broadcast to foreign audiences and also banned dissemination of content produced by them on domestic soil.
Yeah. Yep. So I figured y'all would know more than me about it. I wanted to ask, do y'all feel like has this led to a lot of the propaganda that's out now?
No, because he didn't. So when we talk about appealing or repealing an act, he didn't repeal the act itself. All he did was add amendments to it, so it never changed what the law originally stated.
I think what made everything the way it is people want to shock people. Trump didn't invent this, but people more care about, like, remember Trump always be like the ratings, because like even the news people love Trump because if they talk about him, you go get a lot of good ratings.
Yep.
So it's just like it's kind of more like shock content, like whether it's politics, whether it's entertainment. So I feel like that's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Trump the problem. He started this shit. He started it. When we talk about fake news, he's the first one coming up claiming everything's fake news. So now you got all this shit coming around now. The first thing everybody say when they don't want to hear something is fake news. It's fake news. So you don't know what propaganda is because of this fake news narrative that he's painted. It's absolutely ridiculous.
This is gonna sound foreign as hell, but King, I agree with you on that. I ain't gonna lie about that, bro. I can't. Because I mean, listen, I hear from the left, like, oh, when I bring up something, oh, that's fake news. That's not real. Like I hear it on both sides. So I agree with you, bro.
Yeah.
I definitely give him props for that because he started that. And you definitely
100%.
definitely can hear it on both sides.
This is what I say about Trump all day long. He made being the president into a reality TV show. And I hate it and I love it all at the same time. But I look at this two ways. Let's say this was any other president and we had technology like they did then too. I can see maybe the same thing, but not to the level of Trump. He just put it over the top. Because even when Biden came in, it was like reality TV. Like it didn't change. So I blame him 100% too. But I think it's great at the same time too. You actually see what's going on in the government instead of them just telling you what's going on.
That's what I was gonna say. You got so much access because of social media.
Mm-hmm.
Damn right, he posts everything on social media right before he do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the only politician first to start doing that. Yeah.
You know what? It's like Obama was the first one to use it in the campaign, and then Trump just said, "Hold my beer."
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
Somebody ran Obama's social media though. Trump ran that thing himself.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know about that though. Come on, he's 70-something years old. You really think he could sit there the entire time and type out these paragraphs in like a fucking 2-minute period? No.
Now when you see,
I don't think so.
Nah, he got ChatGPT trained to his his liking. That's what it is. He got
It's
chat-
either that or he got like an earpiece and it's like whatever he says is just being typed down. Or
They
he's
don't
got
wanna-
some Gen Z fucking assistant that's literally just listening to everything, every single thing he says and putting it in capital words. So it looks like Trump's tweeting. I realistically don't think that he's tweeting all of that himself.
Them one-liners him every time. I swear.
I would love to know, but yeah.
He's probably saying it and somebody's doing it for him, or like I said, he has like an earpiece that's listening and when he's gonna type something and it's going like that. That's what I think it is. Because he's 70 something years old. What 70-year-old man can type as good as that? Like it's not the best. Like the grammar's like all over the place. Like, his sentences. What?
Hey, he's sharp. He ain't biting. He's sharp for his age.
That's why
I get that, but I'm saying I don't think he's that tech savvy, is what I'm saying.
For sure.
I mean,
if
I
you're
guess
watching right now, hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell to be notified about our live.
All right, let me hit the next subject. Man, Doc, like you got a crush in here, man.
That's his family. That's his aunt.
Oh, okay. I was saying. Hey, we do our Man Cave live. He's like Chris Brown, $1,000 per picture.
Right.
Hey, we should do that though. We should have a Man Cave live and offer pictures for $1,000 like Chris Brown. All right, here we go for the next one.
I'm trying to get like Chris Brown. He $1,000 and they do a whole bunch of other shit after the picture.
All right, let's see which one I want to do. We can hit on the New York mayor right quick. I want to get your opinion.
Oh God,
Lord,